Welcome to the audiobook studio of the author Dave Hill Jr. That's me. I'm reading my own audiobook right here through this mic. And this is the glamorous world of audiobook production. Thought you might like to have a little tour of what it's like. It's pretty basic, but a labor of love. So I wanted to read my own audiobook because I felt like only my voice could really convey the pain of living with self-doubt and my own not good enough stuff. So I wanted to make sure that I did it, and I didn't pay somebody to record my own book. And I also got some offers from Amazon saying, hey, we can have an AI version of your book read by an imaginary person. And I just felt like, nah, I'll just do it myself. And boy, it's a lot of work. Found that out, but also not impossible. So here, I'll give you a little tour. So here's what I'm doing here. I've got my Ableton Live set up because I record everything into Ableton Live because that's what I know the best. And yeah, all the chapters here that you'll eventually hear one at a time. And got my trusty book stand here where you can see I read my own book, which is pretty funny. Like, to me, like, oh, read my own book today again. But it's good. Kind of reading it and reinterpreting it, re-experiencing it has been pretty valuable, actually. And I've gotten some new ideas and revisited some old wisdom that was me a couple years ago. You ever do that? You ever read your old writings? It's pretty cool what comes up. So I'll talk more about that in future videos. And then I have my SM7B mic. I tried a few different mics, but this one just seemed to be a good one. It was directional, and I really like how this mic just kind of is handy, and I can push it out of the way and bring it in when I need it and all that stuff. So that's kind of fun. And then, of course, very important, I found, I'm on the, I don't know if you can really see it here. I'll move my mic out of the way. But I'm on the website for Findaway Voices, where they have a whole bunch of audio requirements with stuff like the right loudness setting and the bit rates and how much header you can have on the front and the end of your chapters and on and on and on. It's quite a lot. There's a lot of audio, we'll call it specs, to be adhered to when you make an audiobook. So I've been working on that, making sure I make the professional audiobook. And even after like a lifetime of audio software, I would say it's some things to think about. It's not easy. So, and I don't know if they do that because they want you to hire their professional actors and book readers, or if it's just because they really care about the quality. Maybe it's a combination of both. But for me, I've heard some really terrible audiobooks in my time. I don't know about you. I've heard some wonderful audiobooks, and boy, it really jumps out when you hear a great audiobook. So I put a ton of effort into this audiobook to make it really high quality as I can under these circumstances. I also had some great beta listeners to my audiobook that really helped out a lot. Nolan, Tina, Giles, Shahid, thanks so much for all your great feedback. And to those of you who don't know what that means, they listened to the raw audiobook with my lip smacks and my breaths before every word, and they said, oh, here's things that don't sound as good as they could. So that hopefully you have a better experience when you hear my audiobook. That's what I'm aiming for. And that's my own self-doubt. By the way, that's the positive self-doubt. This positive self-doubt is saying, hey, make sure you do what you can to make your audiobook stand out as best you can. That people will actually have a good experience and they're going to feel your heart and soul when they hear that book. Okay? So that's the positive self-doubt. And then the not so positive, which I'm dealing with maybe the last couple days, is no, it's edited enough. It's really good. It's fine. And letting it out of the building instead of continuing to edit and comb through each file over and over again. So yeah, this is the audiobook studio. Welcome. You know, got a little green tea here. Have the curtains are very special curtains that are made out of fabric, because what that means is they make the room a little deader sounding, so it doesn't boom and recoil and reverb off every surface as I'm reading off the book. And boy, that's about it. I don't think you really need to see any live reading of the book. That's the behind the curtain, literally, stuff that you'll just have to experience with the audiobook. But hopefully you'll dig it. Put a lot of time and care into it. Took me a year to finally schedule my time to be able to do this, and I'm really glad I did. I walked around the block with it the other day, a couple chapters, and I really feel like this is a good representation of the material, and I think you'll appreciate it. So thanks a lot for checking it out, and yeah, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. And by the way, what are your favorite audiobooks? I'll give a special plug to Herbie Hancock's Possibilities. It's an amazing audiobook if you're into jazz and any of that kind of 70s era music that he was involved in. He's reading it himself. It's like 9 hours long or something, and I didn't want it to end. It was really good. I'm listening to Andrew Huang's Make Your Own Rules right now, and that's really good too. It's really practical, good tips, good thoughts about how to do things like I'm doing right now, how to do content in your own way, your own style. So hoping to learn from Andrew. He's kind of a master at this. I love the way he reinvents his channel all the time. He just comes up with new ideas that are really fun and interesting. So cool audiobook that he has out. All right, see you in the next video.